Kevin Hart is in 16 movies a year. Kevin Hart has not been canceled. Kevin Hart is in this room right now. He's going to be on camera after I'm done. Cancel culture has become basically this catch-all for an environment where people are held accountable for things that they might have done, things they might have said, and it doesn't always matter if they said the thing yesterday, said the thing last year, did the thing 10 years ago. And these things are discovered, and then once people find out about them, then that person is quote unquote canceled. So the problem with cancel culture is the same as the problem with the Loch Ness Monster, the Boogeyman, Jason Voorhees, tough kappas, any other thing that doesn't exist, because cancel culture does not actually exist. It's been compared to a lynching, it's been compared to McCarthyism, it's been compared to, fascism, and these ludicrous claims are just people who are not used to being held accountable for the things that they've done and things that they've said. Here are some people who have supposedly been canceled. Kanye West, not canceled. That nigga is doing Sunday service every Sunday. I think he was at my church last Sunday. Chris Brown, not canceled. I could leave this building right now and Chris Brown will be dancing in front of it. Some people just don't fuck with him anymore, but that's the difference. Maybe they should call it I don't fuck with you anymore culture. Dave Chappelle, definitely not canceled. You know that line from The Usual Suspects? The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that he doesn't exist. Well, the greatest joke Dave Chappelle ever told was convincing broke niggas to defend the freedom of speech right of someone who was getting $60 million to do stand-up for Netflix. Now, R. Kelly is a unique circumstance because his acts are so violent, so criminal, so abhorrent, and have gone on for decades that the cancel thing does apply there, and it also applies to people who are still in support of R. Kelly. And again, this isn't based off of a thing that he said. This isn't based off of one thing that he did 20 years ago. This is based off of decades of criminal acts against Black women and girls. In that context, then yeah, he's been canceled. One of the most common criticisms of cancel culture is that people are hypersensitive. People are triggered. People can't take a joke. People need to grow up. What's really happening is that people who have been traditionally vulnerable and voiceless now have different mechanisms, different mediums, different platforms to express themselves, to call out things. There's a really good piece that's actually on VSB that Daniel Butler wrote a few months ago that really gets in depth about just the fallacy of cancel culture and how people are using this term to try to escape accountability. People are upset that everyone has an opportunity to have a voice now, instead of just the powerful, instead of just the people with status, instead of just men, instead of just white people. Everyone has a voice. So if cancel culture was actually real, there's so many things that we could mobilize behind and get canceled. Beats, for instance, no one loves Beats. Joe Biden, ashiness would have been canceled. And ash, people have been trying to cancel, that's why lotion was invented, to try to cancel ash, and it still has not been canceled. So I feel like ash is impervious to cancellation. White people, just generally, white people haven't been canceled yet. There's season 400 of white people right now, and it's still going. So, of all the things that white people have done that are cancel worthy, I turn on the TV and it's like, oh, another season, new characters. The people who bemoan cancel culture, who act as if this is like a thing that is threatening our culture and threatening America, just need to grow the fuck up. Find some new material, adjust to the 21st century, and just fucking get better. Kappas? I wouldn't cancel Kappas, but I would cancel Kappa angles. So